Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dig into the weird, wild, and surprisingly fascinating stories behind the stuff you see every day. Today's question comes from one of our awesome viewers, Thaddeus Chant 75. Thanks for the suggestion, Thaddeus. You asked, how is powdered milk produced? Like, how do they turn milk into powder? Fantastic question. I mean, if you've ever stared at a bag of powdered milk and thought, did someone just blow dry a cow? You're not alone. Today, we're uncovering the science and secrets behind milk's magical transformation from liquid to powder. So if you've ever wondered what's really going on inside those factories, or just want a reason to respect the stuff in your pantry, stick around as we break it all down. Right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with the obvious. Why even bother turning milk into powder? Was regular milk too wet? Well, here's the thing. Milk spoils fast. Like, leave it out for one afternoon, and suddenly it's a biohazard. Fast. But what if you could make milk shelf-stable for months, even years, without a fridge? That's where powdered milk comes in. Powdered milk solves a lot of problems. It's lighter to transport. It won't spoil sitting in a cupboard, and you don't need a cow hanging out in your kitchen to get milk every day. It's been a game changer for soldiers, astronauts, campers, bakers, and people who don't want to cry over spilled milk because it's dry. And fun fact, powdered milk dates back to Mongolia in the 13th century. Yup, Genghis Khan wasn't just conquering empires. He was also inventing powdered milk snacks for his army. Talk about multitasking. Okay, let's get into how it's made. First step, you gotta get rid of the water. Milk is about 87% water. That's a lot of liquid. So the goal is to gently kick out the water while keeping the nutrients behind. Factories start by heating the milk in big evaporators. Think of these like giant industrial kettles, except instead of making soup, they're slowly removing water with heat and vacuum pressure. Why vacuum pressure? Because it lets them boil the milk at lower temperatures so they don't scorch it. Nobody wants burnt-tasting powdered milk. That would be tragic. After this evaporation step, the milk goes from watery liquid to something that looks more like thick cream or syrup. Congrats! It's now about halfway to being powder. Or milk jam. I don't recommend spreading it on toast. Next up, spray drying. This is where the magic happens. The thick milk concentrate gets pumped into a giant chamber and sprayed out in a fine mist. Meanwhile, hot air, really hot air, like 160 degrees Celsius or 320 degrees Fahrenheit, blasts through the chamber. Here's the cool part. Those tiny droplets of milk dry mid-air as they fall. By the time they hit the bottom of the chamber, they're no longer liquid. They're powder. It's raining milk dust. Somewhere, lactose-intolerant folks are feeling itchy just hearing that. Fun fact, this process happens so fast that each droplet dries in seconds. That's why powdered milk keeps its nutrients and flavor better than if you just left milk outside and waited for it to evaporate. And yes, they have giant filters and collectors at the bottom to catch the powder. Otherwise, the factory would be a giant milk snow globe. Once they've got the powder, it's not quite done. First, it goes through sieving. shaking it through fine mesh screens to get rid of any lumps or clumps. Nobody wants a surprise milk chunk in their coffee. Then, it's packaged in airtight bags or cans to keep out moisture. Because powdered milk's worst enemy? Humidity. A humid day will have powdered milk turning back into a sticky mess faster than you can say latte. Sometimes they add vitamins, like vitamin D, or mix in ingredients depending on whether it's for baking, baby formula, or your grandma's secret cookie recipe. And voila! Powdered milk is ready for action. Just add water and stir. Or use it dry in baking. Or hoard it in your apocalypse bunker. We don't judge. You thought powdered milk was just for drinking. Think again. Turns out people use it in weird ways. Face masks. Some skincare recipes use powdered milk for exfoliation. Who knew your breakfast could also be a spa treatment? Fake snow. Yep, movie sets sometimes use powdered milk mixed with other stuff to make fake snow. Next time you watch a winter movie, you might be looking at dairy. Coffee creamer substitute. If you're ever desperate and out of creamer, well, powdered milk isn't perfect, but it'll do in a pinch. And here's a mind blower. Over 40 billion liters of milk are turned into powder every year worldwide. That's a lot of mood dust. So the next time you scoop powdered milk into your pancake batter or see it lurking in an ingredient list, you'll know. That powder went on quite a journey. From liquid cow juice to heated, sprayed, dried, sifted, and sealed perfection. It's science, engineering, and a sprinkle of culinary wizardry all in one. And honestly, it's kind of impressive what humans will do just to make milk last longer. And hey, next time you drink something creamy from a mystery packet, give a little nod to the milk wizards who made it happen. Who knew powdered cow juice could be so epic? If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about here on Explaining Everything.